BlossomHER podcast is basically going to be a podcast for my women out here in the world. Just basically something that is going to help uplift my females out here. Women empowerment, but the ones that's going through everyday life, through pain, hurt, needing to heal, whatever it is, I am here for that. Talking about coming unstuck is kind of like a jump start for us, because once we become unstuck from our mindset, job, relationship, whatever, we elevate, we move forward. Keep a prayer life, because I promise you, he loves you and he wants you to elevate. He wants you to move forward. He wants you to be happy, and he will be more than happy for you to have that relationship with him. Hello everyone, and welcome to my very first episode of Blossom Her. My name is Aisha, and welcome you guys. Blossom Her podcast is basically going to be a podcast for my women out here in the world. Just basically something that is going to help uplift my females out here. Women empowerment, starting a group for women that are going through things, been through things, basically just going on this journey of helping, supporting, giving advice, speaking on things that I've been through, whether it's relationships, finances, businesses, mental health, childhood trauma, everything we're going to talk about. Laughing, crying, we're going to go through it all. And I, started this because I'm one of the females that love to give advice. I love to be there for people when they're down. I love to help people heal. I love to make people laugh. Yes, and I'm just really one of those people that people gravitate to, that want to talk to me about their problems. I don't know why. I've always been like that, even as a child. I always been the type of person, maybe because I'm not judgmental. And I always know how to make the best out of a situation, or I always know how to make people laugh when they're down and out. So this is just kind of something that I've been doing for a while. So I was like, you know what? One day I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? I'm really one of those people that like to talk and just give good advice and support. So why not turn it into a podcast, okay? For my women. And, I don't talk to just women. I talk to men too. Men come to me about advice too. But I feel like with women, these days, we as women go through a lot, okay? And we need start a group of a journey of being able to stick together. We see a lot of female against female going against each other, talking about each other, and not really uplifting one another. And I just really want to start that. I'm not the only one that's starting it, but I really wanted to be a part of the uplifting spirits and uplifting, especially ones that are mothers. Even the ones that's not mothers, but the ones that's going through everyday life, through pain, hurt, needing to heal, whatever it is, I am here for that. And that's basically kind of why I started this podcast. So I'm just kind of happy and excited and nervous to see where this is going to go, because I'm really an introvert. Like, I don't really, even though people come to me and, about advice and stuff, I stay to myself. But, I know how to open up. I know how to, talk when I need to talk. So this is new for me. So you guys, be patient with me and give me grace. I may repeat myself, or I may, stutter or just mess up, or, I'm just nervous because this is something new for me. But this is something that I genuinely want to do. And I know that as time go on, it will get better, okay? So with that being said, welcome you guys, and let's go ahead and get this first episode started. We're not going to waste any more time. So I feel like starting off this podcast, I wanted to make my first topic about becoming unstuck, okay? So this is going to be episode 1, becoming unstuck. Only reason why I chose this is because a lot of us women really have a problem with being stuck in mindsets, being stuck at jobs, being stuck in relationships that are really holding us back, really taking the power out of us, even being stuck in a certain heartbreak and stuck in a certain pain of losing someone, whether it's physically, emotionally, being stuck in being, single mothers or just everyday life that just weigh us down. But we know that we is more to life, and we know that we are not going to always be there. Life does get better, and maybe you just in a season of where you have been down and out, and some people has been stuck for a while. And I've been one of those people before, like where I've been in situations where I have completely felt like life was over and I couldn't do no better and I couldn't see a way out. And it took me a while to really push forward from that. So I feel like that, talking about coming unstuck is kind of like a jump start for us, because once we become unstuck from a mindset, job, relationship, whatever, we elevate, we move forward. And I feel like that was the best thing for me to start with. Okay, so we're going to get into that. So the first thing with becoming unstuck is acknowledging what's making us stuck. Okay, and when I say us, this is for we're talking about me and you, everything, because I don't want to just say y'all, because these are things that I've been through, experiences. So what is making us stuck? We have to acknowledge, okay, is it a heartbreak? Is it a job? Whatever it is, we have to acknowledge it. We have to know, why am I still in this situation? Why am I still feeling this way? Why am I not healing from whatever is hurting me? Why am I not moving away from this job that I know I'm unhappy with? Okay. And so when you acknowledge that, then you start to think, okay, this is something I've been dwelling on for a long time, and it's kind of time to really let this go and push forward. And the number one thing that I have to say as far as becoming unstuck is, if you have a relationship with God, definitely pray your way out of it. Okay, that's going to be the first and foremost. Pray your way out of it, because God is the only one that can really give you that strength to move forward, especially if you have been in a situation where you have been stuck for the longest and you can't see a way out. Pray about it. If you read a Bible, if you don't have a Bible, get a Bible and read your word. Talk to God and ask God, like, Lord, why am I stuck this way? Why am I feeling like I can't move forward? Can you help me? Give me strength. Keep a prayer life, because I promise you, He loves you and He wants you to elevate. He wants you to move forward. He wants you to be happy, and He will be more than happy for you to have that relationship with Him to help you push forward from pain and negativity. Okay, so acknowledge where you are stuck at, what's making you stuck, and acknowledge that it's time to let it go, push forward, because it's going to be better days. Okay, so 2 is going to be strategizing and planning on what you want to do and how you want to live, and how do you see your life being unstuck. So basically, after acknowledging, you're going to plan how to move forward. What am I going to do? What step am I going to take to go ahead and get unstuck? So let's say if you're stuck in a mindset, stuck in a job that you don't want to be at, but you know that job is helping you pay bills, helping you get by, but it's not enough, and you know you're unhappy there. Make plans of, how am I going to leave this job? What do I want to do in my life? What are my talents? What can I really do to help motivate me to walk away from something that's no longer serving me? And sometimes we get stuck in a mindset of, we can't do no better at this job, or we let, days are moving so fast, and we just work, and we never really think about what we really want out of life. It's meant for us that everybody has a purpose here in life. Everybody has some type of skill or talent. If you feel like you don't, and it's something you want to learn, put in that work to learn that skill and that talent. And if say if it's something you never done before, but you want to do it, it's nothing wrong with learning. It's nothing wrong with learning something new every day. That's the point of living, to learn, to Test your skills, test your talents. Really sit down and think about that. Okay, what do I want to do? How do I see my life? How do I see my desires of what I want out of life? Where do I see myself going, and what level do I see myself being at? Always think big, okay? So planning on what you want to do, and the life you want to live, and how you want, strategize on how you want to live that life. So basically write down steps of how you want to start a job, how you want to start a talent. Say if you want to start a clothing business, what's your brand? What's your logo? What type of website do you want to have? What type of clothes do you want to what type of clothes do you want to sell? What kind of season, different seasons for clothing, what kind of, different things, just different steps. And say if you want to be a speaker like me, a motivator like me, if you want to write a book, what type of audience do you want to draw to? You want to be drawn to you? Where do you see yourself going? What type of, do you want to travel and talk to people? Do you want to write a book? Whatever it is, it's always plans and steps to it that will really elevate you and take you where you need to go. Okay. So planning on what you want to do and how you want to live. The third is going to be setting a goal. Now, setting a goal is definitely a big way to become unstuck. Because when you know in your mind what you want to do, and you just feel like I can't do it, set a goal, whether it's short term or long term. Because when you set that goal, that means you are forcing yourself to put in that work. You're forcing yourself to reach that goal, and setting it like short term goals, basically with the clothing line. Okay, I want to have this logo by the end of this month. I want to have this, name, my business name by the end of this month. That's baby steps. And I feel like setting a goal is fun because it makes you push, and it makes you be like, okay, I'm gonna set it to this month, and I want to see myself reach it. And when you reach it, that is the best feeling ever, because you are going somewhere. So becoming unstuck is kind of, setting a goal is really forcing yourself to get out that funk, get out that negativity, and just be like, you know what? I have to force myself to feel better. I have to heal myself, because if I don't, then I'm going to continue to stay where I'm at. So I feel like setting a goal, whether it's short or big, short or long, small or big, is really a big step into moving forward and really stepping out there on faith and just, doing what you need to do. Okay. So set that goal. That's a big number one key in becoming unstuck, and whatever it is, set a goal. So next is going to be deleting procrastination. Baby, that was my biggest problem. Procrastination is my biggest issue. Okay. Especially when it comes to being at a job. I would say, oh, I want to leave this job. I want to do something else. But then days go by, weeks go by, especially working 10-hour shifts. You be tired, and then on your days off, you don't want to do nothing. No. You have to put in that work. You have to be hungry for what you want. You have to have that mindset. This is what I need to do. Tired and all, because tired and all is going to pay off. Do you hear me? But you have to get up and make a move. And I know it's kind of hard for women that has babies, has kids. You work, and then you have to be a mother right on top of that. So you feel like you don't have enough time for yourself. But even if it's baby steps, baby steps is better than no step. When you have time, when you want to sit around and watch TV or stroll on your phone, that could be time you could be putting in and starting that business, and, doing that skill, working on that talent, and sharpening your perfection on what, if it's something that you already doing, sharpening your perfection on what you're doing so you can go ahead and start. So when you have that free time, put that free time into working, because you would say you're going to do one thing. Oh, I'm going to do it the next day. That was my biggest issue. I'm going to do it the next day. And then the next day get here and it's not done. And days go by, weeks go out. And these days are moving fast. Okay. They're moving fast. So I just let days go by, weeks go by. I go to work and I come home to my kids, take care of my kids, and then on my days off, I want to be lazy. I don't want to do nothing. No. When you got time to yourself, even if it's after the kids go to sleep and you on your phone, you want to stroll, no, put in that work or what you want to do so you can be able to leave that job. With a mindset, think about what you know what I'm saying? Even with a negative mindset, you have to push out of that. Stop the procrastination because it's not going to get you anywhere. And in the relationships, stop procrastinating on leaving that person. Okay, that can be a procrastination too. Delete that procrastination on leaving that person. If you know it ain't working, you know you crying, you know you hurting, you know this person, you've been with this person for a long time, and y'all ain't made it nowhere, and it's bringing you down more than it's bringing you up. Stop procrastinating on leaving them, because the more you procrastinate, the more you're gonna be down, the more you're gonna be hurt. So why stay in your feelings? Why be stuck in pain when you can elevate? When there's so much more out there that you could be doing, and a whole nother relationship you could be in. But with the relationships, once you get out of procrastination of moving forward from that person, don't go hop into another relationship. Okay, please don't. Give yourself time to heal. But we're gonna get to that. Okay, so delete procrastination, even if it's just taking baby steps. Some people just jump straight out there. Whatever feels right for you, but just take baby steps and don't be lazy. Okay, so the next one is giving yourself grace, and that's big on starting a business or relationship. If you know you've been in a toxic relationship and you feel like you can't do no better, and that person made you feel like you couldn't do no better, no, do not let anybody feel like you do not know your worth and you're not worth more than what you know you are. Give yourself grace. Know that you deserve better, but also know that it takes time to heal and it takes time to get over things, but don't be stuck. It's a difference between healing and being stuck. Being stuck is being stuck in a situation that you know is not no good for you. And healing is, it hurts, but I'm moving. It hurts, but I'm taking steps to move forward, to feel better, to do better, to look better, to whatever it is that has you down and out. This job, being stuck is, I don't want to be here, but I'm here. I'm not doing nothing to change that. I'm just here. And healing from something is, okay, I need to move. Healing from this job or whatever is basically, you know, you're going to work crying because you don't want to be here, feeling in your spirit that you don't want to be there. But you just like, nah, I'm getting up out of this. I'm scared, but I'm healing from that fear. I'm healing from fear of being used to being stuck at a 9 to 5, or being used to being stuck at a job. And there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5, but you have to enjoy your job, y'all. Like, if you had a job and you're crying because you don't want to be there, or if you hurt because you don't want to be there, or you dragging because you don't want to be there, you don't need to be there. No job is worth your mental health. Okay, take time for yourself. Give yourself grace. Use that PTO, okay, and figure out what you want to do. You take that vacation. Use that time out. Even if you don't go on a real vacation, take that vacation time and sit for a week, however long you need, and figure out what it is you want to do with your life, okay? And do it. Give yourself time to, really let go of that fear, let go of that anxiety. And like I said, pray on it. God will give you that grace. God will give you that healing. God will give you that reassurance that you are okay and that you are going to be good, and that no matter what, you're going to be able to move forward and let go of that fear. Okay? So please give yourself grace, especially with relationships. Like, it's a lot when we try to heal from relationships and being brokenhearted because you know you wanted to make something work that just would not work. And then when you move on and when you finally get out of it, you so hard on yourself because you feel like, oh my gosh, I could have did this, I could have did that. No, if you done tried everything, you know you done tried everything, it's time to move forward. But take care of yourself, okay? So the next one is kind of the same as giving yourself grace. Keep a positive mindset. No matter what, keep a positive mindset. When you want to do something, think about the positive outcome. Never think, oh, well, when is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? When if this don't work out? It don't matter. Even when things don't work out, keep pushing. Even when you have a little minor setback, keep pushing forward, because you always going to get to that finish line if you keep pushing forward, if you keep a positive mindset. Because if you think negative, 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 you're going to have a negative outcome. You're going to have a negative reality. Always be positive. Always know that you're going to succeed. Always know that you're going to find a better relationship. Always know that you're going to find the love that you deserve. Always know that you're going to heal from that painful situation, or heal from that hurt that you've experienced from whatever it could be. Just know that it's always going to be better days. It's not going to rain forever. People have seasons of, everybody go through seasons of learning, of, going through a painful lesson. It's a part of life. It's a part of us being here. It's a part of your purpose. It's a part of, you have to go through that, because that kind of builds you. That builds your character, and that builds you. And to be honest, I actually built myself off of pain. I've been through a lot. I've built myself off of pain, but that's going to be another episode of basically turning your pain into power. I built myself off of pain, because everything I've experienced, I turned it into positivity. Everything negative I've experienced, I turned into, how can I, make this a positive outcome? How can I turn this into something that is going to help me be able to not think of it in a negative way? Thinking of it as in, I needed to learn that lesson. Thinking of it as in, I needed to go through that, because it's everyday life. Okay. So keep it a positive mindset, which what you want to do. If you start a business and you may fall short, or something may not happen the way you want it to happen right then and there, don't give up on it. Because when you give up, what's the point of doing it? Everything is not going to be peaches and cream. Everything is not going to be smooth sailing. Don't give up on it. And don't be like, oh man, this ain't work, man. I'm over this. Like, I can't do this. No, don't do that, because that's going to be the best way to fall back into being stuck. Okay. Everything ain't smooth sailing all the time. Sometimes it is, sometimes it ain't. But keep going. That's the best way you can do it. Like, please just keep going and always think positive. Because when you think positive, everything is going to move positively. And even when something happened, it's probably meant to happen that way. When you have a little setback, it might was meant to do that. So you can, because something better might be in store for you. You know what I'm saying? So say if you have a little setback on your business, or the idea, for a clothing line, and you're like, man, I wanted to do that logo, or or I wanted to do that, but somebody got that logo. Don't get stuck because somebody got that. Think of something else, because God might be telling you, okay, that's somebody else's, because I have something else that I want you to use. I have another name that I want you to use. I have another brand that I want you to, use. So always think positive about the situation, okay? Turn it into a positive, because you never know where it's going to lead you, okay? And lastly is keep going no matter what it looks like. Same as keeping a positive mindset. No matter what it looks like, no matter how it feels, put in that work, put in the blood, sweat, and tears, because in the end, you're going to look back 5 years later and you'll be like, I'm glad that I did that. I'm glad that I left that relationship. I'm glad that I left that job, because right now, sitting in that relationship, you hurting because you want it to work. But when you finally decide to move forward, or even if you already out that relationship, you may look at it now like, man, I'm hurting. I really wanted to be with this person. I really wanted to make it work. But once you heal yourself and you find that love you deserve, you're going to be looking back like, what was I thinking? Why was I hurting about that? Why was I feeling like that? Take care of yourself. When you go back to, when you leave that job and you start that business and you maneuver forward and things start to work in your favor, 5 years later, you're going to look back and be like, I'm glad I left that job. I'm making way more. I was stuck in the mindset of a job, that was barely paying me. I was living paycheck to paycheck. Now I have way more. I have a business of my own. I have something to pass down to my kids, for the ones that do have kids. I have something to pass down, for my family, and a legacy that I build, something that it really motivated me to get out of that job, move away from that job, move away from that relationship. So just keep going, because like I said, when you look at something, you're like, man, I don't think this gonna work. And then it end up working. You're like, man, I'm glad I didn't stop. And sometimes we may give up right when the blessing is right around the corner. When we working, we don't see nothing positive coming out of it, we just be quick to give up. And God be ready to bless you. And most people quit before their breakthrough. Most people quit before it happens for them. And it always like that. When you feel like you right there, if you feel like you right there, and that relationship, you feel like you're gonna meet that person, or you feel like you're gonna start that business, or you have that strategy, you have that skill, and you got the perfection to start it, and then you stop, or you just give up on love, or you just give up on that business and you go back to that job. God is just gonna be like, I had it in store for you. The door is cracked open and you're leaving it and you're walking away from it. So when you there, especially when all hell breaks loose, when you feel like everything is just falling apart, this and that. No, that's the best time to keep pushing, because that's when you know that something good is going to happen. But you have to become unstuck. You have to think in your mind what you want to do, how you want to move forward, because bad days don't always last. Good days are always ahead. If you can have bad days, why wouldn't you think that you wouldn't have good days? If you can be stuck, why wouldn't you think that you wouldn't be unstuck? If you can be sad, why wouldn't be days where you can be happy? God does not want you to be in that situation where you are throwing your life away, rotting your life away, sitting around unhappy and sad. I'm not saying that you're not going to have days where you're down and out, but don't lay it weigh you down and keep you stuck, because you're going to waste your life away, and you're going to wish, and you're going to get older and older, and you're going to wish that you had to, did this and did that. And if you sitting around and you have that vision, you could be stuck, but you have a vision in your head of where you want to go or where you want to do. That vision came to your mind for a reason. You have that vision for your reason. You have them thoughts for a reason. Don't sit around and daydream about it. Take action through the pain and all, through the blood, sweat, and tears and all. Because when you fight through that pain, and when you go through that hurt, and you go and you push out of it, you become a warrior, honey. And ain't nobody gonna save you but yourself. I can only do but so much, but talk to you. But you have to be the one that make that decision to move forward, to, come out of that pain, come out of that hurt, come out of feeling like you can't do no better than that relationship. You can't do no better than that job. You can't get over something that's already done happened years ago. You know what I'm saying? So we have to really think about that when we are stuck in something that is really weighing us down, because we know that troubles don't last always, and heartache and pain don't last always. It's always happiness. It's all, the sun is going to always shine in the end. But we have to push through those bad days, but we cannot sit in it, because the more you sit in it, the more you're going to feel like you can't push forward, okay? So, yes, this is kind of a little short little subject topic for us today, just to jumpstart my first episode of my podcast. And I'm actually kind of happy, because I was kind of nervous, you guys, of really stepping out there. And I'm the same person. I'm the same way as you guys. Being stuck and knowing what I want to do and knowing where I see my life and not taking action because of fear of what people think, how people think it's going to go. And that's another thing too. Don't keep yourself stuck on something you want to do because you worried about what somebody else think or how somebody else feel or what they're going to say or what it is or da da da. Who are you living for? Are you living for yourself or are you living for them? Yeah, no. Don't ever be scared to do something because of somebody else. Okay? God didn't put you here to be, judged by people. People are going to talk regardless. So give them something to talk about, okay? And why be in a situation that people talking about anyways? If you know you're in a relationship that's in a, people see and know that you ain't being treated right in a relationship and you care about what people think, you shouldn't be in a relationship anyways that's bringing you down or making you feel some type of way. Or if you want to start a business and you scared of how people think you don't put it out there. That's a point of, point of is you don't know people all around the world. And if you feel like, people that you know is not going to support you, that's why it's people out here that don't know you that will support you. It's always someone that's going to support you, okay? So always think about that when you stuck in a situation from listening to other people, what they feel, what they say, or the naysayers. Because guess what? When you move forward and you have that happy relationship after you've healed, make sure you heal. Don't jump into another relationship until you heal things about yourself and heal things that you put up with to make you stay in a relationship. And when you move forward from that job and move into that business that you wanted to start, all them naysayers that has something to say about you while you was building yourself up, they're going to be ready to jump on a bandwagon. They're going to be ready to, oh, how did you do this? Da-da-da-da. So don't ever be afraid to start something because of the public eye, or don't ever be, you shouldn't want to be in a relationship anyways that people know that you're not getting treated right. And you want people to see you happy. Okay. You want people to see you in a great relationship, being loved the way you deserve to be loved, especially if you have kids. If you know that you have kids and you in a relationship that you don't need to be in, that your kids see the toxicity, you should have been gone. You should have been gone. Don't ever let your kids see you hurt and stuck in no relationship that you don't need to be in because you don't want to be alone. It ain't happening. And if you got kids, your kids should motivate you to become unstuck. If you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for your kids. If you don't want to do it for yourself, do it. If you don't have kids, if you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for God. Because God don't want you to be hurt. God don't want you to be lazy. God don't want you to be stuck in your pain. He wants you to be happy. That's just simple. Keep him first. If you have a relationship, make it stronger. Talk to him at all times. Talk to him like he's your father. Talk to him like a friend, whatever. Have that relationship. Pray to him. Go to him about everything. All your hurt and pain. And I promise you, he is going to make you feel better and push you out there, okay? And he's going to help you get up and be strong and become unstuck and read your word. And take that first step, so acknowledge it, plan on how you want to live and what you want to live like. Set that goal, small or big. Delete procrastination. Give yourself grace. Keep a positive mindset and keep going, no matter what it look like or how it feels. And I promise you, things are going to make a drastic turn and change for you, and you're going to look back and be happy, okay? So I thank you guys for bearing with me. This is my first podcast, and I was a little nervous, and I hope I don't won't repeat myself, but I know as time goes, I will get better at this because this is something I really want to do, and I'm happy to start this journey with you guys. And I hope that I have, did good for my first little show, my first little episode. So if you guys like this video, comment down below and let me know. And also subscribe. Let's start this girl family, this girl empowerment. And I am looking forward to starting this journey with you guys and just doing plenty of more episodes and just really seeing where this go. So yeah, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to this channel. And I love you guys, and I will see you guys later. Bye.